skill set equals routine work. And routine work is exactly what automation and robots do best. So your kids may learn whatever skill set, and they may have played by the rules of this traditional system. And then they may find that overnight, the thing that they spent decades and decades building is automated by a robot. And suddenly there is no market demand. And if they're operating as rugged individuals, then they're fucked, right? And you better hope that there's enough of a community that understands that at any point, any one of us could be automated out of existence. So that rugged individualism is not going to work for your kids. They live in a different world, and they're going to need the sort of intuitions, the cultural intuitions that Katherine is talking about.
Which are?
So, well, when we talk about what kind of skill set will be important for humans, it's just as a general rule, no matter what industry we're talking about, you're going to have to be more creative. You're going to have to think critically, and you're going to have social and emotional intelligence. And when we think about things like critical thinking, that sounds like a good thing. It sounds like smart people should be able to do that. But when you really parse it out and you figure out, like, what do you really need to do to be a good critical thinker? It's not the same thing as achievement. We focus our kids on get good grades, but we don't really look at the data that shows that if you're only focused on those extrinsic rewards and scoring well on tests, it's not the same thing as learning, and it's not the same thing as thinking critically. And so if we are constantly putting those pressures on for these sort of extrinsic measures of success, we're not teaching kids the skills that they will eventually need, which is they're going to have to think critically and they're going to have to continually learn. And if you build a kid's sort of mindset so that all they're worrying about is, do I get an A?
Yeah.
We know from science and psychological research that actually inhibits learning, because kids who are worried about getting the A don't challenge themselves because they don't want to make mistakes, and they don't want people to think that they're not smart. So they don't experiment and they don't challenge their beliefs.